to your leadership skills, was there a point in like your management time that you thought, okay, we need to start doing things differently, it's not working, and how did you overcome that?
I think there's always an epiphany in life, and there was a moment, it was nearly 10 years ago now, my father passed away, and it was this clarity moment for me. I was in the ocean at Manly, actually, which I don't live in Manly or anywhere near Manly, but I looked after a hotel there as one of a group of hotels I was managing, and I was in the ocean. It was early in the morning, I'd gone for a run, and I'm in there, and I was like, we've got to do different. We've got to be different. I've got to be a bit different as a leader. And so I really changed the way that I started to lead, and it was more with empathy and kindness and inclusion, and and I believe that I do that, and I believe that sometimes, unfortunately, people may step on you when you're extra kind, but I'm not going to change the way I behave just because of the way other people behave. So I'm just going to keep being who I am, because I think I'm a great person and I'm really good to people, and I'll always be there to support people and help them and their families, always. So yeah, that's me.
Talk about destination. Well, Canterbury Bankstown is the gateway for the West. And obviously the South-West corridor is such important corridor because it leads to West Sydney International Airport. Now, obviously, the William Inglis Hotel stands in this corridor as a beacon of light, from a characteristic perspective, from a grand perspective, from ranking perspective. And I think the question here is, the hotel is not just a place to stay. It's a community hub, a business venue, and a destination for major events. What role do you see the hotel playing in supporting local businesses and the wider South-West Sydney economy?
You are right, we are the gateway, and Canterbury Bankstown is the gateway. I was born in the hospital, at Bankstown Hospital, believe it or not, and it is the gateway to South-West Sydney and to our new airport that's about to open, which was on the news last night, actually, ready to open next year. And what I believe our role here is, we're right on that artillery road of the M5, the M7, the M8, which connects the M4, the M2. We're right there. We're literally a 5-minute drive to get onto that M5, that major road that's going to get us anywhere to the CBD, out west, further west, to the new airport. And our responsibility is to lead the way with luxury. We're one of the only 5-star hotels. There's only a handful of us in Western Sydney, and we were the first. We believe that we've brought a beautiful boutique luxury experience, but also with this grand event space. Like, we can do events for over 1,000 people. So, we're hoping that the Food and Wine Artisan Festival in October will be well more than 1,000 people coming through the gates and experiencing what the locals have to offer. But whatever it might be, whether it's for community events and charitable causes, we want to be that person and that beacon of light for people.
I love it. It's just talk about a standalone, and it's talk about point of difference. And obviously, when the airport's going to create more opportunities, and I'm sure a lot of investors probably will start thinking about building hotels and resorts and things like that. And obviously, you are leading the way. The question is, what is your point of difference, and what's your plan to maintain that point of difference?
Well, point of difference is an interesting thing. Apart from our unique equine history and the legacy that Inglis has built, and the fact that we can actually have animals here, and horses are here.
That's amazing.
We don't have any neighbours as such, because we're not built out. We will never be built out by anything. But how do we stay ahead, and how do we keep evolving? It's really just that pivoting, and it's about our people. It's about making sure our people are the best people that we can get. 90% of our team, probably more than 90%, live in Western Sydney, and we're proud of that. We're proud that we can support the locals in having great employment. People that used to travel to the CBD or travel to Parramatta now have a place right here in Liverpool that's close to home. A lot of people walk here from their home, or catch the train to Liverpool and Warwick Farm and literally walk 500 metres down the road to work. So we believe that, we just need to keep up with the pace. We need to be ahead of the pace, and we will be ahead of the pace, because we've got a great team and a great leadership team.
That's part of innovation.
Yeah,
that's innovation.
Walking around, every staff member just automatically smiles, and you just feel like very welcome, very warm, and it's like no hesitation. Like, even just when I met your team the other day, big smile from ear to ear, and they're just so happy to be here, and you can tell, like, from your leadership skills that this is their home too.
I hope so. But yeah, it is for business. It's about evolving and, not saying no to anything. We are a blank canvas, like I mentioned earlier, and you can do whatever you want here. It's just, we'll come up with the ideas with you and we'll brainstorm with great ideas. We had an event actually in our first year of operation in 2018 for AMP, and it was a 5-day buyout conference. It was phenomenal. And when they came here, were we going to win the business? We weren't sure. And I pitched to them that they can do whatever they want for dinners. So one night we had a movie night out on the lawn, and they had
fun.
burgers and popcorn and hot dogs. And then another night they had a beautiful Asian theme over on the parade rings over near the barn. And then there was a gala dinner. There's so many things you can do.
Like, providing flexibility and the room to grow and expand the ideas. Yeah.
Belinda, you've had an incredible journey in hospitality. What advice would you give to emerging leaders or young professionals who aspire to senior roles in this fast-paced, people-driven industry?
Hospitality is great. It is a career that you can really, go from being a young sales coordinator at 19 years of age to a general manager of a beautiful luxury hotel. But you need to be authentic to yourself and be ready to change when you need to change. Take advice. Get a mentor. If you need a mentor, reach out for a mentor. Don't be afraid to learn. Every day I'm learning here. Every day. So it's about growing and learning and never being afraid to ask a question, and also never be afraid to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Help me out. Yeah. And that's one thing that I've learned throughout my career with Accor is there's always people around that can support and help you. You just got to ask. So I believe that just be true to yourself, be authentic, and then have the drive. And hospitality is fun. I mean, I've grown up in hospitality and it's great fun. You can have a real lot of fun in hospitality. And I know a lot of people that have met their husbands and wives and partners in hospitality. It really is a great career path.
So as a career pathway, does it, from your perspective, does it provide certainty?
Oh, look, it certainly, COVID would have challenged a lot of people's mindset, and we definitely struggled post-COVID in finding great people to come back into hospitality because they were nervous. A lot of people left and found more stable jobs and more stable employment. Do I think it's stable? Yeah, I do think it's stable. That was a crazy time for it was a crazy time, and I'm not sure that'll ever happen in my lifetime again. Yeah. And I hope it never happens ever again. It was pretty crazy, but I think it's a stable career that you can really have, and you can divert. My career has actually been in sales and marketing until I became the general manager of this hotel.
So there's leadership progression.
Yeah, leadership, absolutely, leadership progression. Yeah. Just keep growing and asking and studying and learning. And, we decided a couple of years ago, there was a young girl working in our restaurant as a food and beverage team leader. She wasn't sure what she wanted to do with her career, so we decided to build a traineeship for her. We made it up. We made up the traineeship. We gave her platforms to study. We gave her courses to study, and she worked her way through every department in the hotel and is now one of our leaders in the hotel that is shining. So there's opportunity.
Talk about innovation, thinking outside the square. Would the William Inglis Hotel or the leadership team would consider establishing an academy?
Well, Accor has a number of academies, so it would have to be in partnership with Accor probably, but absolutely we would. We would absolutely.
Because I was thinking here outside the square and we just bouncing ideas and brainstorming. This just came out of the blue and thinking, because a lot of huge or big, large organisation, they always establish the academy as a pathways to, obviously to generate sort of like a
great
culture.
People, and that's right. Absolutely. I mean, I know that Ingham Institute has an academy, and that's a local academy, medical institute just at Liverpool. That's a phenomenal thing. We had a great lunch here for them a couple of years ago, a charity lunch. That, the Ingham Institute, they've led the way in that, and a number of other big organisations have as well. So it is definitely something that we could look at in the future. Inglis themselves take on quite a number of trainees in the bloodstock side of the business, which is the horse selling side of the business. So they take on trainees throughout the year from around the world that have an interest in equine sales, and so we could definitely look at something from the hotel side of things, without a doubt.
Talk about horses. What was the most expensive horse was sold here?
Well, the Winx filly was sold last Easter in the Easter sales for $10 million. If you have not seen that video clip, you really need to look at Inglis and Sons, Facebook or website pages, because it really was phenomenal. There would have been 5,000 people here without a doubt, and
Unbelievable.
You could have heard a pin drop the moment that horse walked into that arena, and it was a beautiful young filly. And unbelievably, we have been granted the privilege to sell Winx's second baby, which is a colt, next Easter, which will be the end of March next year. So Inglis are lead the way from a bloodstock auction point of view, and this facility is world class. So we're lucky that we get the opportunity to sell great, phenomenal bred horses here.
From a point of difference or increase in market shares, how do you feel about the night economy, and would you consider to be part of the night economy? In other words, trading hours? Well,
absolutely, nighttime economy, and I know Liverpool really lead the way. Liverpool Council really lead the way with nighttime economy. It's important to drive the nighttime economy, and it's something that we would want to be a part of. And it's something that, hopefully the Australian Turf Club can develop and build some more opportunities with the facilities that are just next door, because there's so much land there as well for nighttime economy with no neighbours. So no noise restrictions. You literally can go as loud as you like.
So what's missing to lead the way or to activate it?
I'd say
start a ball rolling.
I would say it's funding and support from DNSW and
state government.
State government
go around.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Well, Karma,
what one are we up to?
well, the last question.
So weddings is a big industry. I've been to events here from like kitchen teas. I haven't been to a wedding here, so I'd love to see one. So from hosting weddings and conferences to racing events, what's been one of the most memorable moments of your career at William Inglis so far, and what makes it stand out to you personally?
Well, there's actually so many. It's very hard to say just one. Obviously, the $10 million Winx filly sale last April was phenomenal. And if you talk about weddings, we had this phenomenal wedding a couple of years ago. I call it the Red Wedding because the whole arena was transformed. They actually even laid new carpet down. I'm sure the wedding cost a couple of $100,000. It was phenomenal. There are just so many truly beautiful events that we've held here. We've had some great charity events, International Women's Day events with some phenomenal speakers. I've had 2 PMs here, a couple of premiers come through. So it's a pretty unique destination.
I've seen you before. You've held wedding expos here as well.
Yes, we do. And we're partnered this year with Western Sydney Weddings Expo. We have held our own, but we've also got a partnership this year with expos. In fact, the first year we did our expo just before we opened the hotel in January 2018, and it couldn't have been a hotter day if you tried. It was about 48 degrees. So my little daughter was at the time quite young, and she was one of the little models, modelling some bridesmaids or flower girl outfits. So it was a pretty amazing event. But weddings are really important for us, as is all conferences.
It's a draw card.
Yeah, draw card, because it also brings new people in. And the more people that walk through that front gate and go, wow, I've never been here before.
Your advantage is your landscape.
Yes.
So
and this is what comes back to your garden is majestic. Like seriously, it's just picturesque basically.
Thank you. We have a great team.
Content of you running through the garden. That'll
through the
definitely
rose
go
garden. That would go viral. Well, now's not the right time. We're in pruning season, so ready for the next horse sale.
Call us.
You've got to wait.
Well, we're already locked in our International Women's Day event for next year. It's going to be on Friday, the 6th of March. So please, guys, ladies and gentlemen, save the date. It's Friday, the 6th of March at the William Inglis Hotel. And reach out to us anytime for any kind of, whether it be to secure your ticket or for any further sponsorship part of it. Belinda, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
Your sense of teamship, your spirit of humility is amazingly attractive and contagious.
Your story is inspiring, because as a mum myself, I know how struggling it can be. So I had a really good support network. Personally, I thought it was normal, to have that. And then as more mothers I'd meet that were struggling because they were always alone and lonely. So I knew how lucky I was to have a family, because I wouldn't be where I am today without it. Is there something, an advice or you can tell any future mums, like, they can still climb their career? Is it?
Oh, absolutely. And look, I was fortunate as well to have a phenomenal support network with my mum and my mother-in-law, and I was very, very fortunate. However, I have a lot of people that work here that are mums, lots, and dads, not just mums, but dads as well, that have parenting responsibilities, and we flex.
Yeah.
We have work at home opportunities, we have flexible hours. We're absolutely here to help and support. Family first, without a doubt. And our CEO, Sebastian Bazan, in a core in Paris, will say that. Family first, health second,
100%.
Work third.
Look, it's all about creating balance, and we would love to encourage as many people to be part of the workforce kind of thing. From a sense of supporting local or collaboration, what's your attitude towards it?
What's my sorry?
From your attitude towards supporting local.
Oh yes.
And collaboration.
Well, collaboration is critical. It's number one. Having great partners and working hand in hand, going for the same goals, which at the end of the day is just driving opportunity for local businesses and supporting local people. And, that to me is why the partnership that we have with you is so successful, because, we know that we're heading in the same direction. We know that we can pivot when we need to. And we know that ultimately we're here about the people, and it's all people first.
We share the same philosophy and the same way of life.
Yes.
We look forward to more of our podcast, but for the final word, I'd love to give the floor to Belinda to end the session. I know it's on the spot. No pressure.
I didn't have this on. Okay, well, look, it's been an honour and privilege to be here. Thanking you for the opportunity to speak and to be your first inaugural podcast attendee or participant. And I just want to say that, hospitality can be a great career. Our local area is phenomenal. It's growing. The M5 corridor, it's so many opportunities for homes and growth out here. We've got great universities. We've got great career opportunities. So, you don't need to go anywhere else. We're literally,
self-sufficient.
It's here. We're self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And, I believe we're responsible for that as well. Our hotel's responsible for that, and I'm responsible for that as the leader. So
each one of us is an ambassador.
Ambassadors. That's
Friends,
right.
until our next happy meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.